Hi everyone, I'm Cody, W3AMG with Bridgecom Systems, and today we're doing an Ask Me Anything Q&A for ham radio, DMR, and really anything at all. So we're going to get started here. Just want to do a couple quick announcements. We do have a giveaway running right now, so definitely enter that giveaway, the Easter egg hunt giveaway. There's Easter eggs hidden throughout all of our social media platforms and the site, so you can actually get even more entries if you want to participate that much in it. A lot of folks are having fun, struggling to find everything. It's a blast. So definitely check out that giveaway, bridgecomsystems.com. Check it out. And that's pretty much it for announcements. We're going to have a good Q&A today. If you have questions about radio, ask them here. We'll do our best to answer them live. We've got the computer set up so we can do some, show you how to do some things. And if you need more help, definitely give us a call, 816-532-8451. And we got some people who know even more than me about the radios that can help you. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see what questions we have. Here we go. Wayne, I'm attempting to add an analog repeater to my 878 UV Plus. I cannot get it to write to the radio. Okay, yeah, so if you're having trouble writing it to the radio, there's a couple different things that could be happening. If you're getting an error, some kind of error, that could be the cause of it. That I don't really know what's going on. Maybe you could elaborate on that a little bit. What possibly could be going on is if you don't have it in the zone. So we'll show you that real quick. So we'll switch over here to the computer, open up a CPS. So if you're on your channels here, we'll go to channels, and you had created a new channel. Let's say, just have a new channel here. Channel 1, great. So we have this channel, and I tried to write this to the radio. Everything would work fine, but it wouldn't show up. So definitely make sure you go over here to your zones, either create a new one or add it to an existing one, and then add that channel over just like that. Click OK, and then now you can write it to your radio, and you will be able to see everything. You may have done that already, so if not, just let us know what it's actually showing you, what the problem is exactly, and we'll do our best to answer it here. Awesome, let's see. We have, here we go. It looks like Mark asks, my 578 fails to show incoming info, call, location, etc. I update through the CPS and update contact list, still nothing. My 878 and hotspot all show the info. Any suggestions? Yeah, that's a good question. So if it's not showing the info at all, I'm assuming it's showing something, maybe the DMR ID. It should, if it's showing that, that does seem a little bit odd. If it's not showing anything at all when you talk to people, it's possible you want to check your display settings, make sure that information is turned on. But besides that, I have not really seen that problem before. So make sure your digital contact list is formatted correctly, which it should be. If you download it from radioid.net, the user CSV, you should be good there. So definitely, if you still have trouble with that, give us a call, 816-532-8451, and we'll help you out there, because we have not seen that before. But definitely, it'll be good to know if it shows you anything, if you're getting the DMR ID popping up, or if it's just not showing anything at all. That would help in the diagnostic. Awesome. Thanks for the question. And with any of these, if any of you folks in the comments have an answer for someone, even if we may not have it here, let's help them out. Let's try to get the community involved and help out as much as we can. Awesome. Good morning. Good morning. Lots of people coming in here. We've got a few people. There we go. Let's see. I'm not seeing any more questions. So we'll get some more questions going here. Let's see. Yeah, so the radio is a lot of fun, folks. Definitely getting into DMR, learning about it. It's an awesome way to get involved with radio. And even if you've been in radio for a lot of time, especially, HF is a lot of fun, but it can cost a lot of money to get into it. And DMR, you can kind of have a similar experience talking to people around the world, making lots of QSOs with really just a handheld and then a Skybridge if you don't have a local repeater. So it's a lot of fun. You can talk to a lot of people that way, meet a lot of people. Let's see, you got some people saying hi. Brian, good morning from Southwest Indiana, KD9HXS. Good morning. Tony, KE5ASM. Charles, N8CYY. Dean, KE0FFA. Lawrence, Kansas. Hey, that's just down the road a little bit. Awesome. Let's see, there's a Forrest, Kelly, AA0FK. Let's see. Here we go. Here's another question. Yeah, definitely ask your questions. It'll be hard to have a Q&A with no questions. Okay, let's see here. W6CRT, any plans for a remote head for the 578? Yeah, that's a great question. So what he's referring to is this radio right here, the mobile radio 578, and having a removable faceplate or head on it. So we have not heard anything about a removable head, but there is a really cool project coming down the road that is likely going to happen maybe late summer, sometime around then. We don't have any officials on it yet, but we have seen some pictures, and we may or may not have seen a prototype in-house as well that would actually give you a Bluetooth mic with a screen on it that would basically do all the functions you need inside your radio. That way you could mount the radio somewhere else and have the Bluetooth mic to operate it. So that will basically serve the same function and be really neat. So stay tuned for that. Likely it's coming. I don't have an exact date for you yet. Awesome, awesome. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, okay, awesome. Here we go. Wayne said, thanks, that worked. So I'm assuming that was the adding it to a zone. Awesome, glad we could, yep, awesome, glad to help. Let's see here. Here we go. When my SkyBridge is in a gateway, it won't connect to Brandmeister. Let's see, when your SkyBridge is in a gateway, it won't connect to Brandmeister. So the gateway, which I believe allows you to link to different networks, you know, not necessarily natively through the SkyBridge, I believe it's had some trouble recently. We've had some trouble with it. You know, directly doing stuff through the SkyBridge works fine, like connecting to the Brandmeister, or if you select, you know, DMR to YSF or something like that, that works fine. But using the gateway, we have had some trouble with that here recently. So that could be what's going on if you're using that gateway. So should be able to just connect up to Brandmeister, like a 3102 or whatever, you know, group is for your location, and you should be set. Hopefully that helps. Here we go. Bob asks, how do we find out if our customer referral credit is available? Yeah, that's a great question. Bob brings up a great point. So you can actually get credit for referrals. So if you know someone who's into radio or who needs some help, and you send them over and we're able to help them out, we'll actually give you credit. I think it's like a $75 credit, if I'm not mistaken, if they choose us to help get set up with their radio. So definitely, to check if it's available, just give us a call, 816-532-8451, and they'll be able to help you get set up with that. Make sure, you know, check if it's available. That'll be probably your fastest solution. We'll be constantly working on that system, updating it, so hopefully you'll be able to check your own credit soon, but they are keeping track of it, so just give us a call. And really, if you have if the person who you referred, if you have their order number, you'll know if you have credit that way, just by the order number. So just get your buddies to give you their order numbers and you should be set. Awesome. Let's see. Here we go. Here's a question. Let's see. How do you type in a channel manually on an early model 878? Yeah, great question. So I'm assuming you're referring to typing it in the actual radio itself. So we can show you here. It's pretty simple. Now an 878, you can do that. An 868, you're very limited on what you can type in. There's a little bit of VFO functionality, but not a whole lot. You can't, you know, create zones, save channels to zones, all of that cool stuff. The 868 just doesn't support that. So definitely want to have an 878. Let's see, I think we have a 878 earlier model here, we might be able to demo. Let's see, switch this over so you can see. So if you wanted to add a repeater to it, pretty simple, just go to your menu, turn the volume down here a little bit. We'll go down to settings, and then just go to channel set. And you don't want to click new channel quite yet. We're going to make the changes first. So like channel type, you want to make sure you select that if, you know, analog or digital, obviously. We'll choose digital in this case. Transmit power, set that probably turbo if you're wanting to talk to a repeater. You can back out. You just use P2 to back out if you don't want to delete everything. Then offset, you don't need to worry about that. We'll scroll down here. There's your receive and transmit frequencies. So you would set those. In this case, they're set to a hotspot, but you would set those to your repeater. The downlink frequency is going to be your receive frequency. Uplink is going to be your transmit frequency there. And we'll keep going there. Need a little bit more information. Color code, go ahead and set that to whatever color code your repeater requests. Time slot, you want to also set that whatever talk group you're planning to be on. Go ahead and set that to the correct time slot. And that's pretty much it. Now, at this point, we can go back up to the top and actually save this. Oops. So just do new channel. Go ahead and click OK. And you can give it a name here. It doesn't matter for this. So we'll give it a name. Add it to a zone. Have to have a zone for this. Yep, go ahead and save it. Great. So there, we've now saved our channel to our zone. So if we were to back out here to the main menu, we can scroll through our zone. There we go. There's our channel. Now, to assign a talk group to it, all you got to do here is go to list and then just assign a talk group. So I could select one here and then just go to the select contact. There you go. Just like that, you have now assigned a talk group. Now, if you want to, on the fly, assign a different talk group that's not permanent, you can just hold down the 0, and if it's a group call, most likely if you're talking to a group, press pound and then punch in your ID and just key it up. So hopefully that helps. That's probably the easiest way to do that. Awesome, there we go. Yeah, great question, I appreciate it. Here we go, here's a question. Richard, let's see what he asks. I have a 578 UV. I have Minnesota code plug in my radio. Can I add another state code plug with the one that I have now? Yeah, great question. So if you have an existing code plug and you want to add someone else's code plug for another state, or maybe, you know, it could just be another code plug for your own state with more information, how do you do that? Great question. So if you want to combine two, obviously you could just switch between them, but that's probably not very practical. So if you want to combine two, it's not too complicated, but it does take a little bit of work. So we'll show you how to do that real quick, at least point you in the right direction. So we'll switch over here to the computer. Excuse me. So on the CPS, what you'll do is basically export both code plugs. So you'll open your code plug up, then go to Tool, Export, and export your channels and probably your zones as well. Zones can get a little bit fishy when you're combining things, just making sure everything matches up. So you do have to be careful with that. You may have to rebuild your zones. You can export all, but sometimes you have trouble with the digital contact list after that. So you know, there's some logic on how all this has to line up if you're combining things. But definitely, channel is pretty simple. Export your channel list, and then go ahead and, you know, just open up your new code plug, the other one. Go to Tool, Export, and then export whatever information you want out of it as well. And then what you'll do after that is basically open them up in Excel or some kind of numbers processor and combine all the information. Like I said, if you're combining information, if you're putting that new code plug effectively lower down on the list, all the zones are not going to match up to that anymore. So if you're combining your zones, you may want to, like the actual numbers the zones associate to, you may have to change them too to make everything work and flow in the end. So we have some videos that cover that in greater detail, but it's definitely possible. So it's not too complicated. It's kind of a copy and paste situation. You just combine everything, and then once you have that one file that has everything you want, what you'll do is go to Tool, and then Import. Click OK, and then obviously import whatever information or the whole thing that you had changed. Now, what I will say is be careful with that, that you make a backup of your code plug first. So just go ahead and do a file save as, and save your code plug before you mess around with it. Just in case you mess something up, you always want to be able to go back to a working version. So hopefully that helps. Here we go. Let's see. Charles, I am able to get analog APRS working, but can get digital APRS to work. I assume you mean can't. Do I need to program a Brandmeister repeater or a specific digipeater in order for it to work correctly? Yeah, great question. We do have a video, I think, that covers some APRS in a little bit more detail. I am not super versed. I know just enough to make it work, but I'm not an expert on it by any means. So maybe someone here in the comments will be able to help you out. If not, we do have some future videos planned that'll go even more in depth into APRS. So in the meantime, if you're struggling with it, do need some help, and no one's able to help you here, give us a call, 816-532-8451. We have some awesome techs in-house that know all about it, and they'd be able to help you get set up with it. Awesome, awesome. Let's see, what else do we have here? Here we go, Forrest Kelly. Any plans adding 220 to the 878 handheld? Yeah, good question. So this time we have not heard of anything like that in terms of adding it to the 878. I heard of a group of people who have actually were using 220 with their 878 handhelds. I guess they figured out a way to hack them or change them over to make it work. Obviously we don't support that here. It's not really legal to do that, but I have heard of it, so interesting. But that will be awesome to see that coming in this radio. If it could do 220, a tri-band handheld, that'd be pretty sweet. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Yeah, in U3Q, I will switch manually between Brandmeister and Tgif. Yeah, that'll be your best bet right now. Hopefully they'll get the gateway working again. Unfortunately, we don't make the gateway, so we don't really have a lot of control over that. But in the meantime, that'll be your best bet. Here we go. Thanks, but your radio has, we answered his question with the 878. Your radio has 3 settings. My 878 only has 1. Radio set. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're looking for. Device info, no. Okay. So on your radio, it may look a little bit different. Let me see if I have an old radio here. Here's an 868. It may have a menu similar to yours. We can fire it up, check it out. I don't have an old firmware 878, unfortunately. I actually do, just not here in the studio. We'll give this a shot. I think the battery in that 868 was dead. So we'll fire this up here. Make sure you can see. Here we go. We'll get this 868 fired up. And like I said, you can't do as much programming on the 868, so we can't really show you the whole process, but we did show you that on the 878, and we'll show you how to get there on the 868. So just go to menu, we'll go down to settings. Yeah, you should have, there should be those 3 options there. You should have channel set is what you're looking for, and then you can add it there. If you don't see that, it's possible your radio is set into like professional or commercial mode. You need to change that over to amateur mode. the band plan. If that's the case, give us a call. We can help you with that. You may not be able to do that just on the fly by yourself. Typically, it's bought in whatever configuration it is. But you should have these three options. This is a very old radio here, and it has all three. Now, granted, the new ones have a much different, if you go into one of the options, this has everything in radio set. Whereas like a new radio, for example, if we go into the menu here, we'll scroll down and go to settings and go into radio set, we have different sub-menus. So it makes it a lot easier to navigate. So I know what you're talking about with the older menus, but I think what you're running into may be, you may have a commercial version of that radio. Let's see here, switch back over. So hopefully that helps. If you have a commercial version, you may not have all of those menus, because obviously the commercial, you don't have VFO programming on the fly. So if that's the case and you want it switched over to amateur, give us a call. We should be able to help you with that. Awesome, there we go. Let's keep going here, see what else, see what other questions we have. Here we go. Greg asks, how do I convert other code plug, BTEC and other brand to yours? Yeah, so if you have an existing code plug and want to move it over to the Antitone, you can totally do that. There's a few ways to do it. Probably my preference would be to basically take that code plug, export it to a CSV file, and then take my radio, export basically a blank code plug to a CSV, and just copy and paste all the information in the right place. Now they do make some software. I think it even comes with the Antitone and the CPS, like contact manager software. It may not come with the Antitone. I know you can get it though. We've heard good things about it. I haven't used it personally very much, but it can actually convert code plugs over to different manufacturers. So you may check that out. Contact Manager, I think it's made by a guy named Jason. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a while since I've used it. Generally for me, I just go with the Excel route, move stuff over, but if you're less comfortable with that, then definitely check out that Contact Manager software. Okay, keep going here, let's see. Yeah, we need some more questions. Awesome, yeah. Let's see here. And if you have a, let me see. If you have a radio like that old 878 and you're not getting those options, what you may want to do, we'll open up the CPS here, is go into, oops, just go, I think it's under optional settings. You don't need to do this with the new radios. It's been a long time. Let me see if I can find it here. It may not even be on this one. Yeah, so you may choose this choose working mode from professional to amateur. If you're not having the VFO options. Now make sure if you do that, your radio is in the amateur band plan as well. Like I said, definitely give us a call. You don't want to do anything to make your radio illegal. I can't fully recommend you do that without changing. You just have, I don't know what band plan your radio's in, so without seeing that, I don't know if that would be a good option for you. If it is in the amateur band plan, then you're good, you're set there. If you need help with that, give us a call, we'll get you switched over. Awesome, let's see. Oh, we have another question here. Here we go. Are all Antitone 878 UV2 pluses that ship now version 2 unless you buy B stock? Yeah, so all of our, I'm trying to understand your question because the 878 UV2, that is the version 2. So yeah, all the 878s that we sell, if they're a UV2, it's the latest and greatest version of it. Probably directly from the factory because we're having a hard time getting them right now. If it's a B stock, then just see what the model says. It'll tell you if it is or not. Let's see. we go. Here's a question. What is the best way to remove talk groups from the CPS? Trying to trim back on talk groups I don't really intend to use. Yeah, good question. So if you want to remove them, I believe it's pretty simple. I don't do a lot of removing them, but we'll take a look here. So open up your software. We'll go to the talk groups real quick. So if I wanted to remove one, I can go here. I can just right click on it and press delete, and that's going to remove it. Now if I wanted to remove multiple talk groups, I don't think you can select more than one. We'll give it a shot. Delete. Nope, so you will have to just do one at a time if you want to do it through the CPS. Now if you don't, you can also export your talk group list and delete some in that list. But like I mentioned, be careful with that, because things could get wonky if you delete the numbers and it doesn't know what talk groups go where. It'll just default everything to the first talk group, so just be careful with that. Give it a shot though, definitely try it out. Just make sure you have a backup. But if you just want to delete one by one, that's the easiest way to do it. Okay, let's see here. Here we go. Philip asks, is there any chance to get a touch screen for hotspot to turn it on and off, or to turn it off and update and set up Wi-Fi? Yeah, great question. So we would love to see a SkyBridge that had a functional touch screen on it. That would be sweet. We may see that down the road. There's also a small possibility you'll even see a software update to make your SkyBridge touch screen, because they actually have a touch screen built in. It's just not functional at the time. So that would be pretty sweet to see. We'll find out. Can't make any promises at the moment, but I would love to see it. So we'll see what happens down the road. Yeah, awesome. Good questions here. We'll probably have to wrap this up. We're not getting a lot of questions coming in, so if there's another one comes in here, we'll answer it, and then that'll be it. So awesome. Yeah, thanks all for attending. I love being able to do these streams, help out as much as possible. If you know anyone who's having trouble with their radio, wants to learn more about it, or just wants to get into it in general, send them this way. We'd love to help them. It doesn't matter what it is. If I know how to fix it, I'll walk you through it on the stream. Just trying to build a community of people helping people with radios. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's a question. It's about APRS, so I may not be the best guy to answer that. We'll find out. In APRS, is APAT 81 the only one, or can a local digipeater number available or better signal to use? How can I find one? Okay, yeah, I'm vaguely remembering what you mean. I think APAT 81 is the main. I think that would work with multiple digipeaters, if I'm not mistaken. If they're set up that way, you'd be able to use them with multiple digipeaters. But correct, you can use lots of different digipeaters if there's one in your area, or you can even set one up yourself. So definitely do some more looking into that. If you have more questions or need more help, also give us a call, 816-532-8451. We'd love to help. If you need help picking out a radio, getting set up with something, or just want to learn more about anything we do here, you can also give us a call, 816-532-8451. So that's really it. That's all I have for today. Thank you all for attending. Wouldn't be possible without you folks. I love being able to help you. Hopefully this has been helpful. If it has, definitely give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future streams. So that's all I have for today. I'm Cody, W3AMG with Bridgecom Systems. 7-3.